From the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it's high noon and high time that you tuned into the Spirit of Sports, hosted by Rudda Ritchie. The Spirit of Sports is the flagship of the Not Pods family. Not Pods' complete archive can be found at Not Pods on YouTube. And now for our host, Rudda Ritchie.
Aloha and welcome. How's it? Rudda Ritchie coming at you live from the middle of the Pacific Ocean, as I do almost every Tuesday and almost every Saturday. The Spirit of Sports Show, brought to you by notpods.com, coming one day. I do own it. Just need some help. Anybody wants to run a website for an up-and-coming, soon-to-be very prosperous business venture, let me know. Also, my Not Pods, at Not Pods on my YouTube channel, 113 subscribers, going strong. I'm still in the infant stages as far as in my thinking, practice being live, mic in my hand, going out to the world. So bear with me. Thank you for all the support, people. Going to make this happen. This is Tuesday, February 6, 2024. How the hell did that happen? We have about 5 days until Super Bowl kickoff. I still got about 10 squares. Anybody wants in, $25. Holler at me. Anybody like calling in too? 808-635-0774. That's my personal number. I will answer my phone, stick you on the mic, and say what's up. I've had my friend Chris Spence, Mike from Green Bay, had Raz in studio, had Matty T in studio talking story. The Spirit of Sports, we're talking sports, we're talking life. And the sports aspect of that, this is with a heavy heart. I come into these last shows of the NFL because I can't put my passion into the NBA. And the Beavers suck. I was going to be like a Blazer and Beaver, number one supporter, fan base, talk. I can't do it. So I think from mid-February through about July is going to be more, we're talking sports, we're talking life. Then we ramp it up in August. You know, we'll talk some draft. We'll talk some mock draft. We'll talk some fantasy football in the off season. Combine is cool. Probably follow that more than I ever have. But for the most part, I mean, we'll talk NBA playoffs. We'll talk March Madness. It's a little something, but I'm going to keep my Tuesdays and Saturdays at high noon Hawaiian time, which we started right on the dot today. But I think I'm also going to start going live more randomly, maybe interviewing people, and you'll never know when that'll be. On the phone or in the studio. Might take the studio into the green room, though. I have a couple different studios here. Anyway, since we did have Brother Raz on last Tuesday and we didn't really talk about it, I'm going to do my backseat quarterback show. It's probably second to the last one. I'm sure I'll do one for the Super Bowl. But let's talk about the NFC and AFC championship games. I know it's kind of in the rearview mirror. It's in the past, maybe forgot, but I just have a little bit to delve into on each game. Home team went 1-1 straight up. Home team lost against the spread. KC Baltimore. KC 3 penalties, so Baltimore's 8. Not that big a deal. Penalties, I've said all year, doesn't really matter. Turnovers, huge. KC 0, Baltimore 3. Imagine that. And then this blows my mind. The pass run balance on the whole season. I did every single play of this season right here. 18 weeks, every single play. If you pass the ball 50 to 52% and run the ball 48, 50%, if you're even balance, that's what the winning teams do. If you're throwing the ball 62% and you're running the ball 38%, that is the average of the losing teams. KC, 39 passes, 32 rushes, right around 55%. Baltimore, 37 rushes, 37 passes, 14 rushes, 67% running. And this is as backseat quarterback as it gets. Why, Baltimore, why did you not run the ball? Led the league in rushing. 2 capable running backs that only got 6 carries between them. And 0 in the second half for Justice Hill. Threw the ball 37 times. You ran it 14 times, and 8 of those were with Lamar Jackson, and mostly scrambling, getting out of the pocket way too late. I don't remember one rollout, schemed rollout. I remember one 4th down where he did a little quarterback hesitation up the middle for 18 yards. Then he handed off to Gus the Bus Edwards on the very next play for 22 yards. And then you just abandon it. And you have 5 and 7-step drops and Lamar staying in the pocket way too long. It's baffling. It's mind-blowing. I mean, did Taylor Swift really have to be in the Super Bowl that badly? Maybe she did, you know? Maybe it was just, hey, Harbaugh, we know where your kid goes to school. Taylor Swift's in the Super Bowl. Make it happen. Hey, Lamar, you're going to stick in the pocket. Taylor Swift's going to the Super Bowl. I know where your kid lives. I know where you live. That's the deal. Even at halftime, Harbaugh said, well, we're going to come back out and we're going to establish the run. We're going to come back out and establish the run. Well, they run it 3 times in the second half. They were never down more than 7, 10 points. They had the fumble at the goal line. 4 personal fouls, 3 turnovers, too much passing, and 1 loss in the game. 4 personal fouls out of 8 penalties. Undisciplined, mental mistakes. These are the things that kill in football. You know, we can live with missed tackles. False starts, no. Lining up off signs, Kadarius Toney, no. Missed tackles, holding, you can live with it. As long as you're putting in the effort. Pre-snap, mental mistakes, turnovers, clock management. These are the things that I pound the table and swear by, and they just don't listen or don't understand. How are we smarter than these $10 million a year coaches? $20 million a year put into a staff, probably. I'm telling you. Hire me. I will be your time management, full-time time management coordinator. And you have a full-time game management coordinator, and all you do is think of every single game situation that can come into play. And when you hit that button into the coach's earpiece and you say, Coach, this has to be a running play, period, on first down when there's 2 minutes and 38 seconds left, and you're up 3, and the other team has 3 timeouts. You got to make them burn their timeouts, 2:38 left. This has to be a running play. I don't care what it is, period. You cannot throw an incompletion right here, period. They're going to either burn a timeout or go into the 2-minute warning. I don't care if we lose 2 yards. We might gain 8. We might get a first down. It might be 2nd and 5. There's certain situations, game management. Clock management. Get a timeout, Coach. Coach, need a timeout. Not this play, but the next. Coach, spike it. Coach, use a timeout here. No spike. clock management and a game management coach. They're in cahoots, they're hand in hand, and all they do is think about game situations and analyze the game situation that's going on and look ahead, chess match. It is just so frustrating. Baltimore just not running the ball. And you led the league in rushing. It's got to be something higher. There's no excuse for it unless there's a gun to your head. Unless Taylor Swift just has to be in the Super Bowl, which is understandable. Bringing a lot of people, all the merchandise, a lot of people. I don't know, though, about Taylor Swift. I heard, I don't watch the Grammys. I don't watch any award shows. Since in 1977 or 78, when Star Wars was up for Best Picture and I was watching, and Annie effing Hall, Woody Allen, Annie Hall wins Best Picture. I'm like, first of all, what the F is this movie? Second of all, it's Star Wars. Mind-blowing, epic-bending, original, the first of its kind, amazing story, record sales, lines around the frickin' block, lines around the world, and you don't win Best Picture. Ever since then, I do not watch. I won't watch any shows. Not even the ESPYs. I hate them. They're boring as shit anyway. And the Academy Awards, it's never a movie that you ever heard of. But anyway, I heard the Grammys, Taylor Swift did really good. Not one stitch of yet red, not one 87, not one KC comment, not one go Chiefs, not one I love you, Travis, or hey, I'll be seeing you Sunday, Travis. Nothing. Is this a sign of a guy that loves the girl more than the girl loves the guy, or what? I don't see it end well. I have a little, maybe I'll talk about at the end. I'm trying to date a lady and she's a widow and it's coming up on a year. And she's grieving and we are falling for each other, but she's not ready and I understand. But it's a knot in the gut. And I think Travis Kelce might be ready for that knot in the gut, bro. Because you would at least see would say, go Chiefs, at least once. When she's on stage, I don't know how many times. Didn't she win 14 Grammys or something, or has one? I don't know. I heard she won a bunch of shit. Didn't hear one hide nor hair about Travis Kelce, Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl, red, 87, nothing. That'd be red flags for me when you're on the field and you're looking up and giving the heart sign and it's Swifties, this and that. And you heard portions of her album. She doesn't trust you with the whole thing. Anyway, so apparently Taylor Swift's going to the Super Bowl because Baltimore just didn't run the football on a defense that gave up 182 yards rushing the week before. And Taylor Swift's going to the Super Bowl. And yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald shot him with a magic bullet that went like this. And Taylor Swift's going to the Super Bowl. Moving on. Lions at San Fran, backseat quarterback. This is Tuesday, February 6th. I should have done this last week, but we had Brother Raz, Uncle Raz in-house, and I put off my backseat quarterback. We're reliving painful memories, people. And I hate to do this to you Lions fans, but it needs to be said. 41 passes, 29 runs. So a little better. What is that? Let me get my math. Let me get my maths. So 41 divided by 70. Yeah, 59% still. When you dominate, first two drives, you run the ball right down their throat, dominate, you're up 14-0 just like that. And you're a go for it guy, and the two go for it's, I understand. We're going to talk about those are two. There's 5 key plays. in the Lions game that any of these 5 key plays go different, Lions win. And that's the NFL, isn't it? You play 100, 120, 140 plays, and there's 2, 3, 4 that really matter, that make a game. We're going to go through the 5 plays of the Lions game that if any one of these 5 plays goes differently, it's a wrap. But first of all, you dominate the first half. Run the crap out of the ball. Where's it? Why? Especially with the lead. Why do you change? Why do you change a philosophy when it's working? Don't fix what ain't broke. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Outthink yourself. That's what I'm just outthink yourself, coaches, all the time. But there's 5 plays that make or break plays in the Lions game. I'm going to go through them. The first one, so there's a couple things. It's a 47-yard field goal attempt, it would be. What are you at the 31-yard line? So let's say 48-yard. 31-yard line, 4th and 2. You're up 14, 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. There's a big difference between a 2-score and a 3-score game. There's a big difference if you don't make a 4th down and how momentum can just turn. And I understand you're nervous of your field goal kicker. He's only at like 52% over 45 yards. Why is he your kicker? They said the same thing about Carlson in Green Bay. When LaFleur says, I pray every time he goes on the field, then why is he your kicker? Isn't there a guy, Robbie Gould, that's like 90% on his career, just sitting at home? So I understand. I mean, I understand to tie the game or go ahead in the fourth quarter is one thing. But to go up 17 points with 8 minutes left, that's a whole different game. And if you miss a field goal, it's not that big of a momentum swing as much as holding a team on 4th down. But all that set aside, catch the mother effing ball, Josh Reynolds. Twice. Play number 4, just as big. It's a little behind you. It's in your hands. It's a good pass. It's not a great pass. It's a good pass. It's 4th and 2. You make that play, the clock runs another 2-3 minutes. You score almost for sure. And you might even score a touchdown, and it's a wrap. And it's a lot harder to come down from 17 or 21 points with 4 minutes left in the third quarter than it is 14 points with 8 minutes left in the third quarter. After you just failed on 4th and 2 and the crowd's into it, and the moment you can just, it's one of those things, it's a knot in your gut, and you can just feel the momentum switch. So that's play number 1. I guess play number 0 is just changing your philosophy and not running the ball in the second half. Play number 2, dropped interception. There was 2 dropped interceptions. I believe it might have been by the same DB. They were both off his face mask, ironically. Play number 2, interception off the face mask. No big deal, incomplete, except into Ayuk's hands down to the 4-yard line. Touchdown 1 or 2 plays later. Now it's a 7-point game. This is after you didn't make the 4th and 2. So now the momentum, you really feel it. Oh, shit, not in the gut. Detroit fans, I was rooting for you. I feel for you. I think I love you. Play number 3. Very first play of the next drive. Jahmyr Gibbs goes the wrong way, wrong hole, fumble. Oh, my God, it's quicksand. When you step in the quicksand and there's nothing you can do, and the more you fight it and you're sinking, and it's just the worst feeling in your gut, and you just know. That's play number 3. If they have a decent drive there, even go kick a field goal, you're going into the fourth quarter with a 2-score lead. At least run in more clock. You can't fumble on the very first play. They go score. I believe you're either up 3, tied, or down 3, somewhere 1 score or tie game in the fourth quarter. 8-9 minutes left, 3rd and 10. from your own 30, 35. Perfect crossing pattern, perfect pass. Josh effing Reynolds, catch the effing ball. You catch that ball, you're dead sprint, you're down to the 40, 35, the 30 of San Fran. The clock's running. You're going to at least, I think it was tie game. At the most, they're down 3. You're going to at least kick a field goal, maybe score a touchdown. You're going to run 2, 3, 4 more minutes off the clock. You're going to have, I think you might have been up 3 when that happened. And you're going to run 3, 4 more minutes off the clock. Josh Reynolds catches either of those 2 passes. One was a little behind him, very catchable. One was perfect. You can't get a better perfect pass right in the chest, right through your hands. Oh my God, that's the quicksand. And you just know it's coming. There's nothing you can do about it. I felt that way about the Blazers too many times to count, and the Beavers. So now you're punting. Wait, that might have been, that was in the 3rd quarter as well. Yeah. So it must have been right before the, whatever, bro. Those 2 drop passes, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 minutes extra time that the Niners got that you could have run off the clock if he catches either one of those. And the 5th crucial play of the 5 plays that if any of these go different, if you kick the field goal to go up 17 or catch the 4th down conversion. If the dropped INT is actually an INT or just bounces harmlessly off the face mask and you're still at the 50. If you don't fumble on the very first play of the next drive when you're up 7 now. If you catch a wide open, perfect pass and you go into 49er territory and you run another 3, 4, 5 minutes off the clock and probably score. And then the 5th play, 4th down, down 3, 6, 7 minutes. I don't mind eschewing the field goal. I don't even mind the play call. But Goff freaked out and panicked. You look at it, he probably could have run for a 1st down. Probably could have run for a 1st down. Or definitely could have held the ball a little longer and not just panic and throw it into an open spot in the field for no chance for St. Brown to catch the ball. Panic, freak out, 1 play. And, you know, it's not the game over, but it's pretty much a wrap. And just the gut feeling, knowing that it's going to shit right in front of you is the worst. I really think Goff could have run for a 1st down. Definitely could have held the ball longer. And you're throwing 59% of the time with a 17-point halftime lead. Why? Why? It makes no sense. Baltimore, you threw the ball 73% of the time. 73% of the time, Baltimore, throwing the ball, never down more than 10, mostly down 7. Made them punt 5 times in the second half. Didn't give up a second half point. A fumble at the half-yard line, stretching for the touchdown when it was would have been 2nd down and goal. Gus Edwards' last run in the 2nd quarter went for 22 yards, never touches the ball again. No designed rollouts, no quarterback draws, stay in the pocket, deep drops. Led the league in rushing. Chiefs gave up 182 yards the week before on the ground, and you throw the ball 73% of the time, and you lose by a touchdown. 4 personal fouls. If that's a Taylor Swift must be in the Super Bowl period situation. So, yeah, heartbreak. Heartbreak in Baltimore, heartbreak in Detroit. You'll probably be back. I hope both good young talent, but you never know when you're going to be back. Ask Dan Marino. He went to the Super Bowl his second year. 17 more years trying, never made it back. So that's my backseat quarterback for the AFC and NFC championship games. 1 of 5 plays goes Detroit's way. They're in the Super Bowl. Let's do I'm going to do just a couple minute Super Bowl preview. So I do this every year. Every matchup I do a point system. Head coach, 1 through 5. Quarterback, running backs, wide receiver room, and defense. Then I add them up. So let's get into KC, San Fran head coach. KC got to be a 5, 2-time Super Bowl winner. One of the all-time greats, offensive mastermind. 5 out of 5 for Andy Reid. Got to give a 3, Shanahan. And that's probably a little bit good-natured of me. Because if I was doing this show during Super Bowl, whatever it was, 7 years ago, when you're the O coordinator and you're up 28-3 in the third quarter, and if you just run the ball every single play, they're never going to have enough time. Even if you're 3 and out and punt and 3 and out and punt, pretty much, you're going to get a couple first downs. You're throwing the ball all over the field with a 25-point lead in the second half. Not eating clock. Ego, I don't know what it is. Had a 10-point lead in your last Super Bowl. Those 2 alone, I could put you at a 2. I'm going to give you a 3. So edge to KC. Quarterback, got to be a 5 for Mahomes. I'll give Purdy a 4. He's been a 2 for the first half of his 2 playoff games, but when it counts, he's come through in the clutch. Good leader. Running back room, CMC, Elijah, give a 5. KC, I thought about a 3, but I think with Pacheco, the way they're using him, we'll go 5 and 4. Wide receiver room, they're starting to catch the ball. I gave KC a 3, could have been a 2. San Fran, solid 4. Then the defense, I give them both 4s. We don't know. Defense, you never know who's going to show up. So it comes up 21-20 KC. It's at 2.5 points. It's gone up. Means the money's on San Fran. I bet it goes down. If you're looking to get money on KC, do it now. If I had to throw my cash, take the points. Money line and points, 2.5 KC. Hate to say it, sick of it. I love him, but I can't stand him, little bitch Mahomes. I'm sorry. I give him shit. He's irritating, but he's awesome. Just like little bitch Curry, same guy. There's an arrogance there's cockiness and there's arrogance, but then there's cockiness that's just irritating. And clear your throat, bro. Kermit the Frog in the throat. He's got a frog in the throat. Yeah, his name is Kermit. That's going to wrap it up, people. I think Jack and Mark said they were going to join me. Didn't really have time to call in. I'm going to definitely trying for more call-ins. If you guys want to come join me in the studio or give a call. I love the phone interviews. Love having someone next to me in the studio down here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. If you know, you know. If you want to know, the Kirby Yates interview, I had to give away our location a little bit. Other than that, Hawaii with a palm tree sway. I'm just a guy trying to not have to wear shoes. Be asking for 51 cents a month. By next football season, hopefully have 10,000 of you to give me 51 cents a month, and I won't have to work anymore. I can travel. I'll come to your town and interview you on this phone. There's my little kid. What a little stinker. Love you guys. Hey, more and more, and living in higher consciousness. Draw a line. Don't let everything is up here, people. I'm going through a little heartache, but the universe provides abundance. you know, manifest your destiny. Love, aloha. I'll be back soon, maybe before Saturday. If not, I will see you Saturday, high noon. I think we're going to skip heading out east. Love you guys. Ahui ho.